Most places in the world, including your own neighborhood, would not have survived if they for some reason were to find themselves suddenly located in the geologic past. From floods of lava that covered vast areas in hundreds of feet thick of rock, to enormous floods, and even impact events, it would have been a tough life. So, how long exactly would your city or neighborhood have survived in the past? This is what today's video will cover, albeit taking into account a few factors. For one, damaging earthquakes will not be factored in, nor tsunamis generated from said earthquakes. We will assume that all structures will now decay or rot in any way, and we will not factor in hazards related to ancient wildlife. This means that your neighborhood is not getting hypothetically demolished by charging woolly mammoths, plowed over by hungry non-avian dinosaurs such as a T-Rex, or through freak encounters with pterodactyls. For example, let ice sheets us take the third most populous city in the United States, which is also where my friend who runs the Earthquakes YouTube channel lives, Chicago. Chicago would be eliminated fairly quickly, as it would have been plowed over by the existing Laurentide ice sheet starting only a mere 16,000 years ago. A similar fate would occur to New York City, Buffalo, Columbus, Cleveland, Minneapolis, and Seattle during the last glacial maximum 20,000 years ago. However, glaciers weren't the only problem during the Pleistocene Ice Age, as there were also very large lakes such as Lake Bonneville Ice Age lakes in Utah, which would have covered Salt Lake City in 856 feet or 261 meters thick of water. Redding, Sacramento, and Bakersfield would also be underwater if you went back 700,000 years ago to when the vast Lake Corcoran existed in central California. 14,500 years ago, Missoula in Montana would have 920 feet underwater from the vast Lake Missoula. Large Ice Age outburst floods, megafloods from two of the aforementioned lakes would have destroyed Pocatello in Idaho 14,500 years ago, while Richland in Washington and Portland in Oregon would have been inundated by the Missoula megafloods between 13,000 and 15,000 years ago. However, sometimes you wouldn't even need to go to the last glacial period for trouble to strike. For example, California's modern city of Corcoran would have been underwater in 1800, being covered by 18 feet thick of water from Tulare Lake. Or, volcanic eruption. The northeast portion of Arizona's town of Doney Park would have seen every structure collapse due to receiving heavy ash fall from Sunset Crater's destructive eruption in the year 1085.